I've just done my math and it has dawned on me that if you're planning to buy a full-size luxury SUV, you're going to spend anything between 8 million all the way to 20 million Kenya shillings. If you're going to buy 8 million Volvo XC90 T8, the highest, most powerful, highly spec'd Volvo X90, or a Range Rover pale juu for 20 million. But the question that we had to answer is, in between, we have a Mercedes GLS. In between, we have the Audi Q7. But there's one car that has been recently launched that maybe you guys are not paying attention to. It has the looks, it has the vibes, it has the performance, it has the luxury. And that car is this car standing next to me. That's a 2019 BMW X7. But it's just not your kawaida X7. This is your X7 X35D with an M-Sport package laden on it. Let's get into it and see, does this car offer more value for money, price-wise, luxury-wise, performance-wise, in comparison to all those cars, and still set you back only 12.5 million Kenya shillings? Welcome to another exciting and special episode on Conversations Kanisa. If you're just coming from church, don't worry. We are just starting another service for you. This time featuring the BMW X7 2019. And if you're going to church, no problem as well. Just save the video. When you're back from worshiping and connecting with your God, I'll be always here ready to serve you another dose of Conversations Kanisa. And this car has been given to us courtesy of our good friends KDG Imports. Along Gong Road, opposite Prestige. That's where their showroom is. Go and find this ever-smiling guy by the name Ibrah. He'll be able to hook you up with awesome deals all the way from car that will cost you 600, 700,000, all the way to car that will set you back like this one, 12.5 million Kenya shillings. Again, I'll ask at this point, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, the road to 200K is real and it's on, and it will only make sense if we travel this road together with you. So kindly take a moment and hit that subscription button. Just subscribe and leave us a comment, leave us a like, because those three things are the only reason why we will reach out to as many people as possible, and they will get to learn why they need to consider the BMW X7 as one of the units that they need to buy if they decide to go up and buy any luxury SUV. You're talking to your uncle, you're talking to your dad, you're talking to your sister, and you guys are looking for a proper family performance luxury SUV. Don't buy yet until Papa Skofu Ibrahim Toloi amalize hii misa ya hii kanisa featuring the BMW X7. But first, the exterior styling. From the exterior, straightforward, you will notice that this car mimics and looks like a bigger X5. Yeah, it's true. It's actually designed and developed on the same platform as a BMW X5. Now, if you are new to BMW, wacha nikupeleke na mtaratara. So the BMW SUV thing, they have an SUV for every number. From X1, X2, which is a subcompact SUV, X3, we have the X4, which is a coupe variant of the X3. Then we have the X5. Then we have the X6, which is just awesome and beautiful, right? And we'll have it one day on the channel. And then we have the Big Baba, which is the X7, standing right next to me. Now, I told you earlier that this is an M-Sport package. M-Sport package, what does it mean? If you know an M-Sport, an M-Series BMW, it means they've taken the looks of that M-Series. On this case, for this car, you have either the M50 or the M60i, or you can get the Alpina as well. You take those looks and now translate them to your normal car, like the X35D. That's how this car earns the badge, the M-Sport. So it's not a proper M-Series, but it has the badging, the looks of an M-Sport. Talking about the looks, is the front aggressive bumper. Again, similar to what you'll get on a proper M-Series. Aggressive, just ready to pounce on you and show you how awesome this car is in terms of how it drives. And then something that is more interesting about this car is the technology. One of them being your adaptive radar cruise control sensor is right here. You know, Mercedes-Benz, you'll get it on the logo. Unfortunately, this one, you don't get a logo here, but you get it here. But we'll talk about what is here. Then you have an active vent right here, which cools your intercooler, okay? And then here, you have what you call another active vent again. Now, this one, the grill, this is a kidney grill. And something you'll obviously see is this one is quite big in comparison to what you'll find on the X5. So the kidney grill on this is big. It's actually the biggest kidney grill ever put on any BMW. That is only owned by the X7. And this one is active, meaning it closes and opens to allow for cooling and also keeping the engine at optimum temperature whenever you need it. Quite. There is a controversy around how this grill looks like. Honestly, where I sit, me have no problem. I like it. As long as the car is big and the proportions of this grill is in connection with the size of the car, me have no problem. And then the next thing that is more interesting with this car, of course, is the headlights. What you have here is the BMW laser headlight technology, which packs up two things: laser technology and LED as well. So you have LED strips here, and these they just light up to make sure that this car looks awesome, especially at night. Just lights up quite well. Then you have your blue accents inside the headlights to mimic the same color you get on the BMW logo. That was very cheeky for BMW. I love that. Now you have your active fog lights right here, but if you buy the car that was designed, because this car there's an LCI version. LCI is a facelift. So when you get a BMW that has an LCI thing on it, it means it's facelifted. So the LCI version of this from 2022, this fog light was moved from here to here. So you look at it, it looks like it doesn't have a fog light, but actually it feature hapa. LED. This one is LED as well, which is dope and beautiful. Now, rolling on the side profile, this is where now you get the real M Sport looks. The entire design of everything that we brought from an M Sport is being brought to life on the side profile. If you didn't get it on the front with aggressive bumper, hapa lazima utaipata. One of them being the wheels. Size 21 with M Sport calipers, 6-port at the front and 4-port at the rear. Remember, these are the same M Sport calipers that you'll get on either an X3, an X5 is the same. It means whoever is using brake pads for an X5 is the same guy, the same product you'll use on this car, which is dope and awesome. But you get M Sport wheels and you have a real badging there. These are not bronze. I love the bronze, but this is a gray with a chrome finish to it. Awesome and beautiful. Now there is an active vent here as well that just brings in air to cool these calipers and brakes. The discs are not perforated, they're not drilled. I know you can do something about that. If you brought in proper Brembos, you can get them with upgraded versions, right? So that's on you. But coming to the side profile now, these are conservative look. I told you it looks and it feels more like an extended X5 with one aggressive line just cutting across the entire side of this car with these blacked out badges. Then you have your shadow line trim hapa, which is the black thing that hangs here, and it's complemented by the black roofline as well. Easy, awesome, and subtle. I told you this car runs air suspension, and you can actually adjust the air suspension on 2 levels. Not 2 levels, more than 2 levels. I think you can go higher, then you can go medium, then you can go lower. So there are different steps that you can adjust, but it can go as high as you want it to allow you to maneuver and cross over to difficult terrains. At the same time, you can bring it very low. I wish I'll show you. I'll ask Fabian to give you a cut of this car at the lowest level as well. You see, it can be able to allow people to walk in. So part of the luxury features, away from, of course, having a 360-degree camera here that is very clear, with a side LED blinker that is very bright and just looks nice at night, is the fact that you can get soft closing doors. So you just put the door there, yeah, na inanyonya mlango, which is dope. Now come to the rear, because here is where things get more interesting. At the rear, the design language of this car is quite simple. I say that this car, if you'll have to define it in terms of how it looks, it's the one that I will critically say as it is handsome. It is a handsome car. It's a handsome, well-built, well-chiseled car. And it just looks nice and manly, okay? So if you're a lady out there, you're looking for a guy who, like me, you know, a guy who's just well-built. Oh, okay, let me stop it. Right. So you get 2 exhaust tips, which have chrome at the exterior, but the real ones are inside, okay? So those ones are, I can't call them fake, but they are slightly by a percentage fake. And then something that makes this car nice, of course, you have your LED rear taillights and a chrome appendage that connects the 2 of them. Then you have your BMW badge. Now, if you look here, Just down below the spoiler, you have BMW clean diesel. And you remember VW had what you call the Dieselgate, you know, the idea of trying to cheat emissions. And so BMW did a thorough investment in terms of making sure their cars are meeting the emission standards. So these cars rated at Euro 6D, meaning you have to take care of all those emission issues, as I'll tell you when we get to the engine or what is under the hood. So let's get to what makes this car unique and special at the rear. First and foremost, so you get a double split electric tailgate. And the double split here is quite important because you can see I was storing my juice there. So let me... So now, why do we need this? One is because you need to do this. This is called a picnic tailgate. You sit here with people that are important to you, or you go to a place like this, you know, take your drink or take a book and just drop it down and get to drink and look at the environment and remember the good things and awesome feelings that you had in life and the wars that you've conquered and the things you've done better. I'm feeling this vibe, man. I'm feeling it. But that is one advantage. Now, you won't get this on the GLS. You won't get this on the Volvo XC90. Neither will you get into the Q7. You can only get this in a BMW X7 or X5. So now, to more important things. Practical boot space. Now, with the third row of seats up, you get 326 liters of practical boot space. Kumbuka, vezeli yako inakupatia 370. So, just a difference of around 50 to get to your vessel, okay? But when you electrically, and I want you to underline that word because you have these buttons here. But when you electrically bring the third row seats down, there you go. Oh, this one seems there's something there. Oh, there it goes. Now you get 700 liters of practical boot space. It doesn't stop there. You can actually move the front seats ahead as well, electronically again, via buttons here. And now what you get is 1,210 liters of practical boot space. I know you guys are wondering, can I remove this? Yes, you can actually remove this. This thing is detachable. So you can actually detach it and have the access of loading as much cargo as you can from here. Now there's two special buttons that I need the camera to come close to me. Now you can see two buttons here. One is written Max with passengers, and the other one is written Max with cargo. So now if you press Max with passengers, I want you to see what happens. All the seats come out and they give the passenger maximum space so that they can enjoy the drive quality of this car. Now if you go to Max luggage and hold it in, the seats are going to be moved as much further as they can to allow for as much cargo as possible. That means you literally don't have people inside the car, so the seats will be moved further. You'll be able to access practical boot space. How genius is that from BMW? Kuliko wanza kumuvisha seat moja moja independently. You just have one button that does everything. One button that does everything. So if I'm carrying my family, Max for passengers, all the seats come back to the best position ever for comfort. If I'm having too much cargo, Max for cargo, and I'm getting this size of practical boot space. Now, you get a 12-volt socket hapa hivi, then you also get a provision of you having a full spare wheel. There's actually a hole here where you can put a full spare wheel. But in case you don't want to carry a spare wheel, unaweza weka mzigo hapa. And this extends on the liters of practical boot space that you get. Okay? You get your triangle here as well. So in case you're wondering, where is my triangle? This is where it's stored. Beautiful, awesome, and convenient. And now that we are done with the practical options of the BMW X7, I believe it's time that we check what is under the hood of this car and see, does it promise sheer driving pleasure? Under the hood of this 2019 BMW X7 is a straight-six 3000cc turbocharged diesel plant by the codename B57. If you're a guy who've been following on BMW, you realize one thing. They have two legendary engines. They are guys who master the art of straight sixes. In fact, they are so good at it that recently I had reports that Mercedes-Benz is going to borrow one of their four-cylinder engine to use on their cars. because of emissions. That's how good BMW engineering is when it comes to their engines. And we'll talk about reliability at the end of this. But let's come back to this. So this is the B7 plant. It has different levels of power output. So what you have here is the mid power output, because you have the X30D, and then you have the X35D, and then you have the X40D, and then you have the X50D. Okay, 50D is the ultimate power output. But the same engine, one comes with a single turbo, no twin scroll. The next one comes in like this one, twin power turbo, meaning it's a single turbo with 2 scrolls. Then the next one, which is the X40D, it comes with 2 turbos. So it is technically a twin turbo. So hapa juu itakuwa imeandikwa twin turbo power. Sawa? And then the baba yao, the ultimate one, the X or the M50D, will come with 3 turbos. So that's how you distinguish the difference in power output of the same plant. But it's the same plant, just engineered differently to handle more power and torque. If you cross over to the petrol variant, again, you get another legendary, sweet, awesome petrol engine by the codename the B58. That is the mother of all. In fact, I always say, if you can afford to buy any BMW the B58, you don't need to care about the most powerful ones, because you can actually tune the hell out of that B58 and get as much power and still stay on the side of fuel friendliness, emissions, if you care about emissions, and just a plan that has been well put together. So on the petrol side, unfortunately, we start with the 40i. There's no 30 going down. So you get the 40i, and then you go the 50i, and then you get the 60i. And then there's an option to get an Alpina variant of this BMW, which is just awesome and banana. It's been done with Alpina. Few changes here on the tune, the engine setup and all that. Now here's the catch. If you buy this car between 2019 all the way to 2022, the 4.4 petrol engine that you get, the 4,400 V8, goes by the name the N63, okay, which is a more calmer variant of the S63. Remember, I gave you a lesson about S63 is the performance version of the N63. But from 2022 onwards, BMW brought out a different engine with a code name the N68, which is basically a refined version of the N63, if that makes sense to you. So better in terms of fuel efficiency, better in terms of emissions, better in terms of putting down the power. BMW has this idea of developing engines and refining them day by day and dealing with the unreliability issue that people have complained about. So if you're buying this car from 2022 and you know it comes with a different set of engine, which is better refined for all those things I've mentioned. Let's talk about the power figures. If you buy this car will give you 265 horsepower and 620 Newton meters of torque. And you will access that power at very low RPMs because these are diesel plants. So meaning you put your feet down because of the twin scroll turbo, less or minimal turbo lag, and you get to shoot out of your spot quite quickly. This car will surprise so many people, even those ones who drive petrols. If you come next to this car, utashtuka. Paired to this engine is an 8-speed ZF transmission. Mercedes-Benz, listen to me. Stop getting your 9-speed Utronic going on for a minute. Try out other transmissions. For crying out loud, that transmission is slow. Anyway, let me not run. So you get an 8-speed ZF, which is very nice. It handles better power. It handles better shifts. It's just a better transmission than so many other transmissions we have on the market. In fact, it's so good that Porsche dropped their own PDK transmission in favor of the ZF 8-speed. That tells you how awesome that transmission is, okay? So that's what you get here, and all that power is sent to the 4 wheels via the AWD system of the BMW called the X-Drive, which is just awesome. It sends more power at the rear and less power at the front, which is awesome. It means you can do a bit of enjoyable twists and turns when you're driving this car, even though it's a huge luxury SUV. What are the common problems that you're bound to meet if you decide to buy this particular BMW X7 running this particular plant? I'll tell you from the word go. If you want peace of mind, you want absolute reliability without caring about anything, get this car in the petrol variant, get yourself the X40i. That means you're getting with a B58 goodness. But if you buy this car, I need to understand that we are rated at Euro 4 currently in the African market. And that means our diesel is not as clean as most people in the entire world, like Japan and the UK. At the same time, our oil quality as well is not the best in the market. So what do you have here? You have DPF clogging that will happen if you don't take care of it. Occasionally clean up the DPF, but if you can do a proper DPF delete, you'll have zero problems. Number 2, AdBlue. Hiyo ni kitu ya kawaida. AdBlue tank 20 liters is like 6,500. Buy the entire thing, top it up. You'll drive this car for 2-3 years before you top it up again. Okay. Number 3, which is very important, service cycle. Make sure they are shorter. Use the best quality of products. Okay, best products. Usinunue hizi vitu zimetolewa kutoka China, the Chinese knockoffs of parts. Do not, even if they are labeled BMW, try to get your products from reputable people, even though they'll cost you slightly higher. If you can't get them locally, we are available. We can help you ship any parts you want on any European car right now. Just give us a call to talk sort. Those are the few things you need to take care if you plan to buy this car. And from there, you'll enjoy the best setup of a car ever. Fuel economy will be comfortably sitting at 13 kilometers on a liter, okay, which is dope. Torque 620. You can howl and pull as many people as you want pale nyuma, including, your bike, your motorbikes, and take your kids, your family to adventures and enjoy the beauty of having a BMW and all that as a setup, right? Let's check out the interior of this car and see. Does it really come close or does it edge out the competition? Here I'm talking about the GLS and mostly the XC90 Volvo. Let's check out the interior. So one of the most neglected space on a full-size luxury SUV like this is always the third row of seats. Hapo, most people just create a small space for kids. But on this car, you can actually fit in a full-size human being like me. But how do we get there? Number 1, you have to recline your seat forward this bit. And once you get it to the final point, there's a lever right here. You pull it up and then you let everything happen electronically. That's the beauty of BMW. Then you wait. Yeah. Do your thing. Yeah, this seat moved in front and then this one started doing all the shenanigans. And then even a huge guy like Waigera can easily now go into this space. Okay? And then look at that. How beautiful. Now let's talk about the nice things that you get here. Number 1, this car comes with a 5-zone climate, meaning 2 at the front, 2 at the second row, and these guys here at the last row are also getting their own 1 zone, and it can be controlled via this placement here. And the beauty of it is these seats, they are very comfortable. Most SUVs, this one behaves like a bench, but I've done a way that you can sit deeper here. And this one is slightly lifted up, meaning if you sit, my legs are touching this bit. And the seats are quite comfortable. So I can control my climate here. Why am I heating up myself? Let me lower the temperature first of all. Yes, that's what we are talking about. Can I reduce the fan? Okay, that's cool. Now we are talking. I can also heat up my seats. I have heated seats here as well, which is dope. And doesn't stop there. You have your cup holders. Most of the third row seats, this space is always neglected. But this one, you have soft leather, just like what you'll get at the front. You have a wood finish, and there's this thing here. You see this one? So now there's this light that keeps on blinking red. And that is because of the technology that BMW have employed. When you open the door, it actually blinks red to warn oncoming traffic or a traffic that is driving towards you, that the door is open, and so they should not pump you. Beautiful. This is a very good place. And in case you're wondering, so how does air get to the third person or the third row seats? Air comes in through this vent here. And there's another vent here. Conveniently placed for this person and myself as well. This one I believe is closed. So I'm opening. Yeah, I'm getting that air. Okay. So let me jump out of this seat. Can I move this seat backwards? Let me just move it back so that you can see how comfortable this seat is. Because you guys are doubting, right? So it's coming back to the last position that it had. So now this is the ultimate position. The person seated in front of me is quite comfortable, as you can see, but I'm still having very good leg room, still have a good headroom. A tall person will fit in. And something more magical is the fact that BMW have decided to be very generous with their moonroof. So they've given you a long one at the front, but because people disregard the guys who sit here, they've also given you an extra one that is here, that you can control by yourself, whether you want to close it or not, which is dope beautiful. I think they've done a good job in terms of just taking care of the person who sits on the third row of seats. So let's check out the second row of seats and see how it has been packed up against the competition. I'm going to do the same process in reverse. Pull up the lever, pull the seat belly, and then it will do itself automatically. The honor of allowing me to move out. These are the beauty of life. I think everybody should do this. Una pull your vitu unatoka electronical, sio kama Toyota unafinya manually, okay? So now I'm out and you're wondering, how do I bring those seats down? Now, this is something that BMW keeps on doing. Again, repeatedly across the entire car. They've given you like 3 options of doing the same thing over and over again. So the first option on how to bring the third row seats down so that you get practical boot space is using this one here. And they are located on both sides. So on that side, the camera is showing you, but on this side as well, I have them. I pull this toggle and electronically, the seat will come down just like that, which is beautiful and dope. I pull that one also comes down, which is dope, okay? And that is beautiful. And you can see it creates a flat surface for you to get very ambient practical boot space. And if you want to take it back again, you click on that button and you can see the seats will keep on doing things like this one. It will keep on adjusting so that it allows that seat to move comfortably. I click that one, look at that seat, it moves mbele kidogo, and that one lifts up, which is dope and awesome. Beauty. Let's get back our sitting position. Bring it back and allow it to do its own things again. Ha! I love BMW. Now we are on the second row of seats. Let me close my door. And did I tell you the doors are soft closing? So you don't need to bang. So I've just placed the door. And it's awesome, beautiful. Let me adjust. So number 1, this is merino leather. Very nice, very comfortable. And the package we are running on the seats in this car is called individual. Now, when you're buying a BMW, you know, this particular one, there are levels. So there's one that is called Pure Elegance, and then you get the M Sport package, which is this one, and then you get the individual. The individual is basically you selecting every minor detail of what you want the car to have. But still, you can have an M Sport and get a bit of individualism inside the car on what you select and how you select it. For instance, the seats here are individual, and I'll show you the tag is right somewhere here. The camera will take very good cutaways for that to show that these seats are individual package. Now, being an individual package, of course, you get this soft cushion here, which just makes it very nice. Very soft material, okay, which is again very beautiful and awesome. Captain seats. This is also an option. So you can get this car with a bench on the base model. You can get it with a bench, but this one comes with captain, meaning you carry 2 people, not 3. Then pale nyuma also carry 2 people. So this car can comfortably haul 6 people. Hii hakuna mtu wa katikati, okay? And then here, because of the captain sitting configuration, you get 2 cup holders here with a very huge label, X7. To remind you that you're driving an X7. 2 USB charging ports for both this guy and myself. Then you have your 12-volt socket hapo hivi conveniently placed. Now, I told you earlier, one of the most interesting thing, not only do we have heated seats on the third row of seats, we also have heated seats on the second row of seats. So you get that toggle there, you can heat your seats. Talking about the luxury options that this car offers, you get a suede finish. This is what we call Alcantara. Swedish, very soft material on the top. Then you get a panoramic sunroof with an active at the front. But this one is just not your kawaida panel. This one has lighting. It has LED lighting, and you can adjust the color and feeling best with the mood that you have when you're driving this car. I love this setup. I love this car. Feels like a proper executive. Do we have a GLS with 2 captain seats? Okay, tell me in the comments. Do we have a GLS with captain seats? But this is dope. It's dope. This is an awesome setup. Of course, you can store your laptop here in case you want to work. I reckon the options that can also come with a table. So it's down to your option. You can actually option. One thing with BMW, unlike Mercedes-Benz, when it gets to this level of luxury, they sell you every little option. So it means you have to select and pay for it. And because the VIP himself or herself will mostly be seated on this second row of seat, of course, you're also given options like this LED packed panoramic sunroof. You have a sunshade for it, and you can move it. You can close it using a button, and you can see. Oh, this one is for the rear passengers. This one is for the rear. So the guys at the rear don't get to control theirs. I get to do it for them, and then myself, I'll do it there. So you can see, can actually be able to close that, which is dope and beautiful. Let me bring it back. And then it doesn't stop there. You also have a sunshade here. You case jua imekuwa moto sana. I can bring it up for the passenger. Seen that? So I can bring it up for the passenger. And I can also bring up for myself as well, you know, which is dope. So I'm assuming I'm carrying a beautiful wife on this side and she's feeling tired. And she's like, babe, can you put up those sanctions for me? And I'm just clicking that button and we are, lovey-dovey. This is dope. I think my kids will love it here. Let's check out the front and see, does it match up to the competition? I'm talking about the GLS 400, talking about the XC90, especially the XC90, because tumesifu sana X90 around the seating configuration and the comfort of the seats. But I dare you, I must say today that I'm feeling, and I have a strong feeling, that this car is superior against the GLS 400D in terms of the seating configuration and even the comfort of the seats, and the Volvo as well. Prove me in the comments wrong. Get me those cars. Let's check out the front. One thing BMW has really struggled with for a while now against its competition. Competition here, I'm talking about the Mercedes GLS and the Volvo XC90. I'm not mentioning the Q7 because the Q7 is the worst in terms of interior. So we're not going to talk about that. It's the build quality. And I can tell you for a fact that on this car, just like I told you on the X5 against the GLE, and you guys fought me over that, I'm telling you again, the build quality of this car is epic and awesome. Soft leather material all around the dash. They even have a wood finish, which is real. I've never seen that on a BMW. I'm now seeing it now. So those are a few of the things that you get that makes this car premium, but it doesn't stop there. I told you about the seats. They are an individual, customized for this particular car, meaning a guy sat down and told BMW, you know what, I need this kind of seats. They are perforated, ventilated, heated and cooled, and you can access them by pressing a button here, and it brings up all those options. So if I want the cooling factor, I just click the cooling and ventilation, and my back starts receiving air. Can turn that off, can turn that one off. If I want them heated, I can also go there and I can start heating up my back. Right now the day is hot, I don't want to do that. But it doesn't stop there. On top of all those comfort features on the seats, you also get massage seats as standard for both the passenger and the driver. Oh, it's not standard, it's optional, meaning you have to pay premium for it. But once you're there, it means for me, I can go to driver's seat and I can go to seat massage, and I can put all levels of massage from pelvic activation, upper body activation, back massage, shoulder massage. I like the one that is written all body exercise. So I've been using that while driving here. It means the whole seat from the top to bottom, even my bum is being, yeah. So I'm really having a nice day. In fact, even right now it's happening as I'm reviewing this car, which is dope. So we can say this is the first car I'm reviewing while being massaged. Quite awesome. In fact, it has even an option of a lap support. So in case you're a taller person and you need your legs stretched all the way in, that option is there. And it's being done electronically. So si ya kuvuta mechanically kama GLS. So, very important. I'm a Volvo XC90. Now let's come back to the tech. So what you're running here is iDrive 7. Not the most recent, but to our market, the recent iDrive that you can get out of BMW. And what it gives us is a very beautiful thing. One of them being Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And in case I want to listen to music, I can be able to use gestures like this. And it can bring out the volume and bring down the volume, which is nice. If I want to go next, I just do like this. It goes to the next song, which is dope and awesome. In terms of everything here, I told you this car has a 4-zone climate setup, meaning this guy can be cold, I can be hot, this guy can be hot, this guy can be cold, and the guys at the rear, third row of seats, can have their own different type of zone. So actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good and awesome. I have an active sunroof right here. These guys don't get an active one, but for me, I get an active one, and I can bring it up. Let me see if I can bring it up. So I press it continuously. Yes, it can retract completely, and I can get the entire sun on me. But if I want to campaign, I can go, hello, nipatie kura, and I won't be doing that. So let me bring it back. And if you look carefully, it has these dotted lines, and I told those are LED tips that just make the interior of this car, when you change the ambient lighting, to work very good. Now, in this infotainment system, there's something I need to show you, which BMW calls experience mode. So now here you have 3 experience modes. So you have executive, you have expressive, and you have well-being. Now, selecting one of them will turn this car into something different. it will close. Like if I go expressive, it will close the sunroof, it will close even the blinders. It just want you to be packed into this car comfortably. I go to well-being, it can open up and allow you to experience the beauty of a comfortable ride in a scenic place by opening up everything. So you can actually customize and set up all these things for you. Yeah, this infotainment, by the way, it's touch, so you can either control it using this or that. You have performance things like you can actually do your track experience on this, and it can record how fast or how slow you went around the track, which is good. Vehicle status, BMW has this thing that they can check the entire vehicle and tell you what you need to change, how you need to change it, and what is due and by what time. So right now, I have things like I need to service my car, it's due for service, and my doors are open, and something else is brake fluid. I need to change brake fluid on this car, which I believe the person buying this car will do that. Then you have your AdBlue. It tells you the level of AdBlue. Right now I'm at 50%, so it means you can keep check on your stuff. This is like a computer, so it keeps you updated on everything that is going on. To top it up, to make it much better and much interesting, before I talk about the storage compartments, is the fact that this car comes with a Harman Kardon speaker system, even though you can also get it an optional Bowers and Wilkins, just like you get on the Volvo XC90. But this one took on a Harman Kardon. Your storage compartment, this one is not quite big because you have your 4-zone climate zone going to the rear. So you get a decent storage here with the USB-C charging port. Then you have your glove compartment that is decent enough. 2 cup holders that are cooled and heated at the same time, which makes road trips very nice. Like right now, I've been chilling my Dawa drink, so it's ready to take a swipe. Going on, there are a few things that I really love when automakers do, and they bite into the culture of how the car has been set up. One of them being this steering wheel. This is an M Sport steering wheel, and you can see it by a badge, and it's heated, and you have that heated button here. What we're going to your heated button on this side, but I love BMW. Theirs is here, so you'll be driving this car, you'll be like, ta-da! And your steering wheel becomes hot. Of course, it's malfunctional with very nice paddle shifters to shift your car. This is an 8-speed ZF, so you get that awesome. And did I talk to you about what is here? Before I come back to the steering, let me talk about what is here. So you control the infotainment system, the iDrive 7, using this crystal button here, which is nice and awesome. And you also get a crystal clear gear shifter, which is dope and awesome. You get a crystal start and stop. Then you also get a crystal volume button. So remember the redundancy I talked about? So you can either do this and bring out your volume.
Maybe transport,
yeah, we'll cut that one out. So you can actually do that. Come on, yes. And then you can also use this. And then you can also use the malfunction steering wheel to do that. So BMW has this thing where they give you more than 3 options on what to do, which is dope. This car runs on air suspension. It means you can actually lift it up. So I press this one up. I can go to the highest position possible because right now the doors are open. It won't be able to do it. That's why it's saying close the door, and then do it, whatever. So you can bring it down lower, or you can allow people who are shorter, 2.6, or people who are disabled differently to be able to access this car because this is an SUV, so it's quite huge. Number 2, you have your hill descent. So in case this car is supposed to do a bit of off-road, even though I won't recommend you do it, it has AWD system, which is dope. So you have your hill descent there in case you want to use it. And then you have your driving modes. So you have adaptive, you have Eco Pro, Comfort, and Sport. Okay? Which is dope and awesome. Now let's talk about some of the few things that define this car differently. That is the 360 degrees camera. Let me put her in reverse. I need her to activate it. Oh, that is not reverse, that is drive. There you go. So now here, you have park assist, and then you have what we call reverse assistant. So reverse assistant is a concept on BMW where if you parked somewhere and you cannot get the confidence to come out of that place the way you went in, this car has a concept of recording the memory of how you went to that place, and this car can actually bring itself out automatically without your input. Uneka to reverse, unactivate reverse assistant, and the car will come out. Okay, of course you also get park assist, meaning this car can actually park itself, find a parking slot either on your right or on your left. This car can be able to park itself. Hapo tuko sawa. But now this camera is where everything becomes very interesting. Now you have a 3D way of this camera how it works. So that is how beautiful and awesome the camera system is. It's one of the best in the game actually. And then it does something else. If you turn the wheels, see, it actually turns the camera with you. It's like it's adaptive. So you turn the wheel, yeah, that is karaoke there taking a picture. So you go reverse again, you go reverse, that is, you go mbele, same thing. You turn, turns with you. So meaning visibility is top notch. Now, just like every car right now, they are bringing a dedicated button for you to arm the safety features. You press this green button here, it brings you all the options. The door is not closed, so you need, there you go. So you're at home, you press that, brings the intelligent safety features. You can customize, you get all those things. You get your front collision mitigation and warning, you get side collision, you get lane departure warning, steering intervention, lane change. Like it is a set of all those technologies. It doesn't stop there as well. You can actually also do this when you go to reverse here. If you go to settings, you can also get all this. So automatic parking view is shown when you do that, parking assist, cross traffic warning, you get all that. So this car is quite safe in terms of technology, which is dope. You get a digital cluster, which is, I like the former one, the one that came with the previous gen. There's no previous gen on this. This is the first gen, by the way, BMW X7. But if you buy the X3 or the X5, they have the analog version. I dig the analog more, but I believe technology things have to change. So this one is quite good as well. And you can get to do a lot of things. Like you can actually change all the options that are displaying here, like your fuel economy, your power, you know, everything. Your radio station and what you're listening to can be shown there. Your fuel is here, your temperature is here. It's normal things that you get. And then this thing here is what communicates with your eyes if you're doing the autonomous driving. The one that I told you, it's not semi, it's fully. You can actually drive this car without doing anything. The car can drive itself, which is dope and awesome. Okay, I told you this is telescopic and it's done electronically, so you can move it towards you, and it's also part of the memory setup. I told you BMW has this thing that they do with how you move your seats. So in case you're carrying your people pale nyuma, and one of them is like, hey, Dad, can you move me? Or hey, honey, can you move my seat a little bit? I'm feeling tired. You can be able to move the seats. So if I press this one, look at the seat behind me, it's actually moving, right? So you can actually move your seats. And the option is here. So I cannot, right now I'm moving complete row of seats, but I can move the right one. I can go, press on this, and then just choose the right one. So I can choose this one. So when I move it, it can only independently go mbele ama nyuma peke yake. If I want to move the left one, I can also select, and I can only move that one. Or I can move all of them. Let's drive this car. The technology here is just too much. Tunaweza ongea paka jioni, okay? And to summarize it, there's this thing here. This is like a front camera and a rear camera for the BMW. And you can see it's like it came from the factory. You guys tell me, is it a factory thing? Because this one here can be able to view the rear, can be able to view the rear and the front. Yeah, or the front. And it's recording. It has Bluetooth, it has speaker. Yeah. Pore, we don't know what you're saying, bruh, but that's what you said. So that's an extra thing. But let's drive this car. I can't wait to drive this car. Let's just drive this car and see how it performs. Because that's the most important thing, right? How comfortable is it? How does it perform? Does it carry the DNA of BMW? Is it as sporty as all the other BMWs are? Tuendeshe gari, and then we come back, do 0 to 100 and talk about value for money. Let's go straight into it. So how does the BMW X7 X35D feel when it comes to the driving experience? Spot on. First of all, this is a luxury, complete luxury SUV. And that translates down to how it drives. Comfortable, air suspension, independent, mbele na nyuma, dope. This car rides like a floating boat on a calm sea, which is beautiful and awesome. Now, few things that I love. This car can be able to drive itself fully. I'm talking about fully autonomous driving. As long as you keep it under the speeds of 80 kilometers per hour, this car can be able to drive itself. That is something that none of the competitors is able to do. They have a semi-autonomy driving like the Mercedes-Benz, where you have to keep on nudging the steering wheel. You also do that in some cases on this, but if you're keeping it under 80,000 kilometers per hour, and there is a sensor here that keeps on looking at the direction of your eyes. If you keep your eyes straight up on the road, this car can actually fully drive itself as long as you're on a highway where you have marked roads. Dope technology. Now, being a full-size luxury SUV. You would think that this car cannot drive like a sports car. You're wrong, because BMW have this art of nailing down every feeling on any car they're putting on the road. Be it an X7, be it a BMW 3 Series, 5 Series, you still get the sheer driving pleasure. You tweak this car into sport mode, the suspension stiffen up, this car becomes a monster. You put your feet down, just wants to go. Low end torque, I mean, come on. The ZF transmission, 8-speed, just perfect cocktail. Now, everybody else, unlike BMW, Mercedes-Benz have decided to stay on the 9-speed G-tronic, which is one of the slowest transmission out there. Take it from me, I've driven most of them. In fact, there's a review of a GLE, the 9-speed G-tronic. Go watch. It's one of the. It was smoked by the BMW X5, hands down. But on this car, just like even the X5, you get the 8-speed ZF, which is a transmission that will be used by so many automakers who value performance and driving dynamics. That is what you get on this BMW X7, which is dope. The transmission knows how to shift, when to shift, does it smoothly like butter. It knows even when to hold gears when you want that power. And the power delivery here, 265 horsepower and 620 Newton meters of torque. The torque is being delivered quite early, courtesy of the twin scroll turbo. It's a single turbo with 2 scrolls. Nimewambia story ya twin scroll turbo ina work. So that one you know. And that is how you eradicate a lot of turbo lag and get that juice out of this car. In sport mode, this car becomes, you can't feel the 2.5 tons weight on this car, which is absolutely bananas. You can't feel it. This car becomes light, becomes like a small BMW X3, and you can just take corners. Like right here, there's a corner. I'm doing 140 right now. Let's look the way we are taking the corners. Easy, like easy. So we are doing all that, and this is where it gets more interesting. The magic numbers. Fuel economy, 13 kilometers on a liter. What? On a big SUV, a straight 6 diesel plant? BMW, you must be kidding me. This is ultimately one of the most awesome and well put together grand tourer, grand SUV or super SUV. It gives you everything you're looking for. Tech, luxury, comfort, performance, fuel economy. So I'm in sport mode. I'm going to put the transmission in sport mode. Remember, BMW, you have to put the transmission in sport mode. At the same time, you have to put the car in sport mode. I'm going to turn my traction control off. Which is good. Perfect. 265 HP, 620 Newton meters of torque. Wacha hiyo gari pite. It's a very hot day, by the way. Very hot day. So I'm just hoping this car will give me very good numbers. You guys are ready to do this? Foot on the brake, accelerator in. Wow! Yes! And 100. Okay. Interesting. So what numbers do I have? Wow, that's decent. That's quite decent. So 0 to 100 at 7.4 seconds. There you go. 4 seconds. 7.4 seconds. It's a hot day. I haven't warmed up the tires. I think I can get better numbers. If I did this on a calmer evening, when the temperatures are better, when the air temperature is cool. Remember, these things are done at specific temperatures. So that's dope. I think this guy is rated at 6.7, if I'm not wrong. So getting a 7.4 out of it in a hot day like this, for me, that is a plus. Go and do value for money and see how does this car stack up against the Range Rover, the Mercedes-Benz GLS 400D, the Q7, even the petrol variant, and not forgetting the XC90. Does this car offer the absolute value for money? Let's confirm that. So I'm going to put 4 most favorite luxury SUVs in the Kenyan market head to head. And I need you guys to decide which one is going to take the best. Number 1 is the Audi Q7. That one will set you back around 8 to 9 million Kenya shillings. I consider that the least in terms of what it offers around luxury. Performance, yes, we have something. But in terms of interior luxury, I think that is the least favorite in the whole segment. Number 2 on the list is the Volvo XC90. Now, this one offers an absolute killer when it comes to the interior luxury. But where it loses most is in terms of the engine options and the performance bit of it. I think the highest trim on the Volvo XC90 is the XC90 T8 plug-in hybrid. And I believe that one tops up at 400 HP. And I don't believe it has a superior driving experience compared to what you get in the BMW X7, even though that car will set you back around 7 to 8 million Kenya shillings. And that is for the highest trim level of the Volvo XC90. And I know you guys are asking, why is it cheap? I'll get the car here and we'll discuss why that car is cheap. Number 2 on the list is the Mercedes GLS, particular 400D. Now that car will set you back upwards of 15 million Kenya shillings if you get a good unit, 2019 model, and a good spec. The most expensive of all. And then of course the number 1 in the list is this particular car, and this X7 M Sport package with all those things you guys have looked at and all that performance that we've tested will be coming in at 12.5 million Kenya shillings, close to 2 or 3 million cheaper than what you'll buy a GLS. And I always say, if you're buying a GLS, a Mercedes-Benz, one of the biggest reasons why you're doing it is because you're buying 1, the badge, and number 2, an absolute reliability, and number 3, comfort in the interior and luxury features. But I've proved to you today that the BMW X7 has caught up against the Mercedes-Benz GLS in terms of comfort features, luxury, and one thing that the GLS has never taken away from the BMW is the sheer driving pleasure. And that is the killer, because that is where the big punch is. It seems BMW has caught up with the interior luxury, but on the other hand, the Mercedes-Benz GLS never caught up with the performance pedigree and the performance handling of what an X7 is. The question is, does the X7 offer absolute value for money? And my answer is yes. The X7 is the ultimate. Hear me again and take it home. If you're sitting next to your dad or your mom or your uncle or your brother and they're planning to buy a perfect luxury SUV, a Grand Tourer that will give you both performance, luxury, comfort features, safety, just mention all of them. There's nothing better in the market right now that has put all those elements together better than the BMW X7. In this case, the X35D. If you want more power, get the V8. You still have the 60i or the 50i or even the diesel, the M50D. I've been your host, Papa Skofu Ibrahim Tole himself. The road to 200 is still on. If you hadn't subscribed, please take a second, take a moment, hit that button. And I'll be here next time, same time. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.